What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the walkthrough. In this episode, we are going to take on the Volcano Manor dungeon proper. So we've already unlocked this side of Grace here, Prison Tower Church. We did this in the last episode, but just for those of you who may have missed it, to unlock it, you have to talk to her, join the manor. You'll get a key that'll open up this door. You can roll right through this illusory wall, go this way. I'm just going to run past everything and then drop down here. There's going to be a Bloodhound Knight in here. I'm going to ignore it because I already killed him last time. I don't want to fight him again. And then on through here, get to this church, and here's our site of grace. And so once we walk outside here, this is kind of the actual dungeon. So in the last episode, we covered the side quest. This episode, we're going to cover the dungeon. Both of these routes are going to get you to the final dungeon of this area, or final boss, I should say, of this area, who is a shard bearer. So you're going to get a great rune from killing the boss of this Volcano Manor area. So we're going to start by doing the rooftops, mainly because there's a bunch of guys up here that if you don't kill them first, they're going to be pelting you with these poison bombs while you're trying to mind your own business down below. And there is, of course, some loot up here that we are going to get. Let's see. There's a piece down there. Gonna jump over here. Take these guys out. And there is a scarab. Scarab is... Let's see. There's a piece of loot there. I think the scarab's across on the other side. So what we'll do is we'll drop down here. That guy might try to hit us, but that's fine. We'll get him in just a bit. See, those are the poison bombs that they try to throw at you. And if you start on the lower level, then all these guys up here on the roof are going to be trying to throw those at you. So definitely helpful to take them out first. And is that scarab... let's see here. Just making sure there's nothing on this side. There we go. This is where we started the loop. Perfect. Okay, so now our next stop. There's the scarab. All right, we'll get him when we get over there. Let's take this path. There's gonna be another snake guy up here. He's coming down for us. Oh, I missed my first shot. That's fine. Get this gold rune. Whoops, I short hopped him. There we go. Okay. So that leaves our scarab right here. And then there's a rooftop little awning that you have to jump down on for another piece of loot, which is... Where is that spot? Is it? There it is. So we'll get our scarab. For smithing 5. And then this will allow us to kind of take the wraparound to get back up, so then we can drop down onto that little awning. And you see over here, oh boy, another one of these. Oh, he grabbed me even when I was doing the back step of my special, and that thing still was able to grab me. Quite annoying. And we got another dog here too that I just completely massacred there. So gonna try to grab again. There we go. Well, at least I got a good hit on it too. And again, when you're in this grab attack, mash all the buttons on the controller, and the grab attack will be quicker in duration, and you will take less damage. So, all right, so we're gonna circle up here and kind of get back to where we started this rooftop area, so we can get that one last piece of loot as we're dropping down. There's a couple more guys up here. So those guys up on the rooftop, if we were doing this first, would all be throwing their poison bombs at us. while we were in this section as well. All right, get that item. And then now we're pretty much back to where we started, so we can hurry on back over to that area that has that one extra piece of loot that's hanging out right there. So, let's see. We actually, to get there when I drop down, I believe. And then, we should be able to get back up there. Yeah. Here we go. So make this jump. Then we're going to want to jump over here. Yeah. So I think I took the wrong way. You can start right where we started and just hop on this upper section of the roofs, and then that'll get you over here where you can drop right down. And then you'll notice there is an omen killer right here. So that's for a smithing 5. I'm going to take this guy out first so he doesn't sneak up on us while we're trying to kill the omen killer. Actually, before we do the omen killer, we're going to do this other spot real quick. Where if you go up these stairs, there's actually a spot where you can use a stone sword key. So we're going to go on and do that. And in here, there is another abductor. It's our lucky day. He's kind of frozen until you hit him, though. He's like dormant. Nope, I'm going to get grabbed. I did get the hit first, though, so anytime I get the hit first, even if I get grabbed, I'll call it a win. I just need to heal up real quick. Let him finish this. I'll do another jump attack, maybe another swipe, and that should take care of him. And inside here is a Crimson Medallion +1. So it's basically a talisman that allows you to boost your HP a bit. I'm not even going to equip it, so if you do not think this is worth it, you can spare yourself the stone sword key, and you can spare yourself another fight against an abductor, so. Again, this is another thing that if this weren't a walkthrough, I probably wouldn't be doing this on an ordinary, just me having fun playing the game type playthrough. All right, Crimson Amber Medallion +1, so that's some extra HP if you equip that talisman. So now we're going to go back to where that Omen Killer was, and I'll top up my health, because why not? We're going to get this guy. I don't know if you can properly backstab. I'm just going to do a charge attack. Oh, he got us. He survived. Look at that. All right. That's just fine. Got some more of these guys over here and some more dogs. This up. Another gold rune. Ow. And in here. That dog's dead. The Erdtree seal. So very good seal for those of you who are going for a faith build. When you kind of get into those upper levels, that seal is going to be really good for you. Those of you running faith and doing lots of incantations and that sort of thing. Okay, so there's this little side path here. And fair warning, we're about to make a very difficult jump. I mean, this is a jump that the game barely gives you enough to make. It'll be a little bit easier if you unequip your armor. So see that gap? That's actually makeable. You jump at the very edge of this ledge while you're sprinting. It is a makeable jump, but barely. That is a stone sword key. Below us, it's going to take us to a kind of another little hidden area underneath this cliffside where there's a bunch of jars. There's going to be some more loot for us as well. And then it loops us back around to where we are right now. So it just kind of, it's a little side loop. All right, so let's see. Oh, man, I totally butchered that jump. But as I said, even if you don't make it, Next time I try it, I'm going to take my armor off. And see these pots with the yellow lids are the exploding pots. And so you want to roll away when they're exploding, because the explosion damage is pretty steep, as you can see there. But it also hurts the other pots kind of laying around too, so it can be helpful as well. All right, some more gold runes. I'm going to get rid of this guy. All right, over here we got the smoldering shield. I believe pretty solid fire. Yeah, it's really good against blocking fire. Requires 12 faith to use. Got some more stuff over here and a couple more jars, I think. You can almost make... Oh, you can make this jump. So this, we got an exploder around here. Will he explode on us without us depleting his health? No. But we can do that to him. There we go. That worked out. And the red tops don't hurt you when you kill them. So only the yellow tops explode. All right, got a smithing 6. And this is the path that I was mentioning earlier that loops you back around to the top. So just jump on these rooftops. Alternatively, you can go that way, and there's some more loot over there. We're going to be getting there in just a little bit anyways. I prefer to circle back around to where we were, especially so I can try to make that jump again. Oh, this guy's going to be a nuisance. All right. So run. Make sure you hold the sprint button all the way through that jump so you can clear the gap. And there's going to be another guy throwing poison at us. No, he's not going to try to throw poison. He's going to stab us. He might also have the poison bombs as well, but was not using them there. All right, so now this takes us right back to where we were trying to make that jump. So I am going to take off my armor, which will... I'm still medium load. That's funny. Now I'm light load. Okay. So I'm going to try to make this jump as a light load. See if it helps. Oh, still no. Wow. I promise you I've made that jump before. I might just cut this out and take it right back to the jump so you don't have to see me walking through this part. Okay, so we're back again. Gonna make another attempt at this jump. There we go. So you can see it is barely makeable. I'm gonna put my equipment back on. Let's see here. Put all my gear. Put the Raging Wolf stuff back on is what we were wearing before. There we go. And we're back in action. So this is all for a stone sword key. And so now, as I said before, this basically loops you back around. If you make the jump the first time, you only have to make this loop once. So same as before. Head this way, jump over here. Make sure you're holding the sprint button while you make this jump so you clear the gap. Make sure you hold it all the way through the jump. And we are back. A little bit low on health. I'm going to try to make it because I don't want to respawn everybody. I'm going to see if I can do it without restoring my flasks. Because there is going to be a site of grace in this next part. Okay, we got another serpent. Okay, so we got some rooftops. This, let's see, this door doesn't open. We're going to go to that side in just a minute. We're going to do this side first. All right, smithing stone. And there's a ladder kind of tucked away here. And over here, there's a spot you can drop down. And you shouldn't take damage from this fall, even though it is quite a bit of a fall. So in here is another omen killer. So I'm going to take him out first. And he does have poise, so keep that in mind when you're trying to hit him. He can poise through your attacks. So over here we get the Albinuric mask and Albinuric staff. And through here, we could drop down. That is near where the site of grace is. But we'll go the normal way. The enemies in here don't really hit hard in this particular part, so we should be fine. So this loops us around where we can pick this up. And now we can drop to this side of the roof. And over here, there's another item. So remember when I said, okay, we're going to go that way later, and then we went to the right-hand side instead of the left-hand side? This is the left-hand side path. So this is where it loops around. And then through here is your way in, because if you try to go through that door is locked. So as I said, these guys aren't really a threat. There's a couple of enemies in here that are more of a threat, but for the most part, these guys are really nothing to worry about. So we can unlock this door now, which is kind of the front door. And I'm going to use a flask. Get some health back. And then I've got one more in reserve, so that should be more than enough to get us to this next grace. I say that, but we'll see what actually happens. There are some of these enemies, which are... These guys are definitely more of a threat. They have a pretty nasty grab attack that if you get caught in, it's going to take a solid chunk of your health. But they just kind of crawl around, and you can be careful with them. There's a couple more of them over here. Oh, see, there's that grab attack. Dang it. Yeah, you see how... I mean, it's not super lethal, but also, you know, you got to watch out for it. These guys are going for it, man. There we go. There's one more. Yeah, there's one more right here. All this for a gold rune. Turn the corner. Got this guy hanging out right here. Got another one of these guys. And right here is our site of grace. I am going to rest here, but not quite right now. Because I don't want these things to respawn. I got a couple things still in here that I want to check out. So here's where he came from. See that little staircase? That's where he came down. And I think I got everything in here, right? Yeah. So we can actually go out to this little terrace. And there's an item out here. Explosive great bolts. And this wrapped us back into where we were. Here's our site of grace. There's our progression route. So I'm going to use this as an opportunity to rest and recharge. Let's see. 14,000 more to level up. I'll take the level. I've got enough runes. 17 of these. Let's try using 6 maybe. I need, what, 14,000? Okay, so 6 more should do it. There we go. This will go into HP. So here we go. I'm going to throw the dagger on as well because Quick Step is going to be our friend in here. Let's see. So this area, we've actually been here before. If you see that spot where that lava waterfall is, that's where the abductor warped us here when we were captured by it in the Rhea Lucaria Academy. And then we actually dropped down here. We got one item. That one item we got is see that enemy, see that corpse on top of that rooftop. He was holding a somber smithing stone 6 that we went ahead and picked up when we were here before, much earlier in the game, that we used to upgrade our sword a little bit early. And that is the only item that I've picked up here because I wanted to leave the rest of it intact for when we actually came here for real. So that way, those of you who are following now who were not following then get a proper walk through this area. Let's see. There is some stuff over here. Some fireproof dried liver. And you can see there's an entire like pathway down here. There's really nothing down here. I mean, feel free to explore it if you will, but there's a side path to the left, a side path to the right. There's really no loot. All it is going through lava and taking damage. Oh. I got a dude throwing stuff at me from up there. I'm going to grab this item here at the fountain. It's gold rune 9. So we are going to hop up on these rooftops. We'll go to this side first. Get that guy who's throwing stuff at us. And a piece of loot up here. So smithing 6. Then if we backtrack, I don't know if we can actually jump up on there, so we'll make the circle. Jump up on here. And jump here. And this takes us back to when we came here the first time. These are the roofs that we were jumping on. So I'll show you that item that we missed for those of you who did not see that other episode where we came here for just a split second to pick up this one item when we were teleported here. So this is the item that we picked up. It was sitting right here. So I think I pointed one out to you earlier. I don't think it was actually that one. The one that we picked up is right here on this corpse right here. And it was a somber 6. And we did pick it up early just to get early access to an upgrade for our sword. But I left everything else here so that when we came here now, everything that needed to be there will be there for those of you who are just tuning in for this part of the walkthrough. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this elevator down and we're going to fight a magma worm down here. So you see this spot kind of connects us. If you were to travel down here, it connects us to where we just were. And this spot, when you step on that platform where the shiny is, that's going to trigger the magma worm. So I'm going to go ahead and summon. Lutel doesn't really do all that well in this fight because she tends to stand in the lava and just take a bunch of damage for no good reason until she dies. So but the magma worm is actually behaving itself and is not standing in the lava itself so much, so that helps. Go, got a stun. I'm just going to do, like, I'm going to spam Bloodhounds instead of taking the critical because I think it'll do more damage than actually taking the critical. Lutel's actually doing well. I was ragging on her, but she decided to, there we go. She's standing in the lava now, but we already got the kill, so it works out well. So for our efforts, we get a dragon heart. You notice there's a piece of loot over there, so it is dagger time, ladies and gentlemen. And the reason I've got a dagger on is because the quick step ability allows us to get through the lava much faster than kind of wading through it. So we got a smithing 7. We're doing that. Also, if you have a Bloodhound step, that'll work as well, which is an Ash of War. I believe it's on the Bloodhound clause by default. And then there's an Ash of War that exists in the game that we haven't picked up yet because it's in Caelid, but that you would be able to put Bloodhound step on any weapon that is compatible with. All right, so we're going to loop back around. So that elevator we took down, there's actually an elevator right next to it that goes up. We're going to take right now, and the up elevator is right here. I'm going to top off my health while I'm at it. There's an item right here. I believe this is a Somber 5. I'm going to top off my FP while I'm at it too. Yep, Somber 5. And there's going to be a slightly challenging enemy, but nothing too horrible right here. He's got black flame attacks. All right, so in here, we are going to fight a mini-boss. Before we do that, however, we could unlock this shortcut. That's going to take us back to the beginning of the level. So pull the lever, the drawbridge comes up. All right, so we have ourselves a magma-covered drawbridge that somehow isn't still too hot for us to walk on. But what this does is it loops us right around to the very beginning of the level. So I'm going to take this as an opportunity just to rest up, get my flasks back. Because as I said, we are about to fight a mini-boss. So this will help us. And if you want to be clever, that item up there next to the Abductor Virgin is actually a Somber 7. We don't really need one because our weapon's already up at 9. But if you want to get up there early, you can actually jump on this little thing. Then make this jump over here, jump up on this. And then it's going to take you a few tries. You probably have to unequip your armor, but the game doesn't intend it. But you can actually jump straight across to that balcony and like hang off the ledge. And you can scoot over to where that is. I'm not going to demonstrate how to do it because it's not really that important, for one. For two, it's going to take a while because you have to make the pretty precise jumps to do it. But just showing you it can be done. All right, so in here, we are going to be fighting the Godskin Noble. Not to be confused with the skinnier version, the Godskin Apostle. But much like the Godskin Apostle, it does have black flame attacks. I'm going to summon Lutel, because why not? So since he throws a black blade... this is actually a good candidate for using carry and retaliation. Whoops. And these things do pack a punch. There we go, got the carry and retaliation. And you see, that did some pretty solid damage to it. Come on, Lutel. get it off of me. All right, there we go. Thank you. Oh, still took the hit there. So it's transforming. In the transform state, it has this massive, like, roly-poly attack. There it goes. Really? Oh, no, that wasn't the full roly-poly attack. There it is. Extremely hard to dodge it. Sometimes he'll like roll around the entire room, and it's very hard to dodge. He also has the kind of like attack where he puffs up real quick and then pops you away from him. I'm gonna do some bloodhounds on him. Also, really cool music though. There's his big pop attack, and now he's doing his roll. Nope, that's his ground slam attack. One of my favorite bits on the soundtrack. All right, he got Lutel down. Yeah, his thrust attacks are pretty powerful, and that roll attack, man, is just like super Michelin Man, like. Oh my gosh, he is terrorizing me right now. Shouldn't be giving me this much trouble. I don't know what my issue is. There we go. All right, so you get a trophy for killing this boss, and we get the Godskin Stitcher and the Noble Presence, which I think is the Ash of War that allows you to like pop enemies off of you, like he was doing to us. All right. So this boss is required to kill in order to progress through the dungeon. But after killing him, you get this. The Serpent's Minion. I don't know. Amnion? I don't know how to say that. Anyway, I'm terrible at pronouncing words in these games. But anyway, what you can do is this actually progresses Raya/Zoraya's side quest. So we're going to warp back here and give this to her. And once we give this to her, she's actually going to show up elsewhere in the dungeon. All right.
Lady, was I known by...
So we can give this to her.
What is this? I remember this scent distinctly. Funny, isn't it? I am certain of it. I was born inside this. It's a part of my birth, Mother. You have my gratitude. Thanks to you, I am no longer afraid. I want to know how I was born and met Lady Tanith. One day, I hope to call her Mother once again. This time from the bottom of my heart. I want to one day.
Okay, so now that kind of triggers the next bit of her side quest. If we hadn't already killed the 3 main marks that we had as part of the recusant side quest line, after doing this, she'd have different dialogue for us. But now she just keeps asking if we want an audience with the Lord. I was hoping that if we didn't take an audience, that it would trigger her other dialogue, but it doesn't. So what happens is, if you get her extra bit of dialogue, if you haven't done all 3 of the marks of the recusant side quest to trigger that dialogue of hers for her to ask you to seek an audience with Rykard, what happens is she gives you an item, and then that item can be used to get one of 3 possible endings with Raya's side quest. So there's what I would call the bad ending, the medium ending, and the good ending. The item that you get from her triggers, I would say, the medium ending from Raya's side quest. So we're going to be getting the good ending anyways. So it doesn't really make that big of a difference, but I just wanted to point that out real quick. So we're going to warp back to where we just were, and we will carry on through the dungeon here. Okay, so we are back here where we fought the Godskin Noble. So where we go from here, after the fight, that elevator came down. I'm going to show you something real quick first, though. So if you go this way, this takes us to a side path to another elevator that we have not triggered yet. This is actually going to function as a shortcut a bit later. I just wanted to point that out to you so you know where it is when we trigger it. But for now, what we're going to do is head up this elevator. This is going to be our path forward for now. And again, this does not become available until after you kill the boss. What we're going to do is we're going to make a sharp turn here. There is one bit of loot you want to pick up on this upper level before we move forward. I believe it is a rune. right over here to the left. Gold rune 9. Okay, so now we're just going to follow this path along. It kind of winds around the perimeter of this building that we're in. And then this little section is going to take us outside. There's no loot that I know of out here on this upper level balcony, but what we want to do now is drop down. And there is some loot over here. You can kill these slugs or not. Totally up to you. These ones I would kill because they're in the way. Alright, got an item up here. Then next you just want to drop right here. Hop up. And this takes us to the next portion of the manor. We're about to be greeted by an abductor. These ones, though, the axe ones, I prefer these ones over the ones with the giant pizza cutter blades. These are much easier to kill in my opinion. So I'll take these every day of the week over their counterparts. There we go. Much easier kill than the other ones. These ones I feel like are less aggressive. There's a little thing we can hop in right here. And this door only unlocks from the inside. So if you try to approach it from the other side, it'll be locked. We'll go on and take care of what's in here. So drop down the ladder. It's basically for a cookbook. And some of these guys are casters, the ones with the staffs. And then we got some more of these like weird looking, I don't know what they are, but they try to grab you. So there's a few of those down here and some of these ones that'll cast. All right, so we can open up this gate now, and this has our cookbook. So now we're just going to go right back up the way that we came. Have to go up this ladder. And the goal of this episode is to get through the entire manor. If we have time, I'm going to follow up. Because basically once, as I said before, once you kill the boss of this manor, everybody who was in here previously leaves and goes somewhere else. Let's see, I do have a dagger equipped, so I'm going to use that now. And so I'm going to, if we have time, I'm going to cover basically where everybody goes to after they leave the manor. So this is going to be considered a story path episode, of course, because the manor is a story location. But I am going to be doing some side quest related stuff at the end just to follow up where everyone goes, because I feel like it makes sense just to do it while it's fresh, while we beat the manor. It makes sense to follow up where everybody goes right then and there, just while we know who these characters are. So you can jump through this window real quick. Got a stone sword key in here. And this actually lines up with the elevator shaft. We haven't even triggered the elevator yet, but this would be a secret drop-off point right before the top that we don't have to do now because we've already come through here. We've already got the secret loot, the stone sword key, so we're good. We don't need to drop through here when we ride the elevator later. So before we do go in there, we're actually going to circle around here because there's another piece of loot kind of at the end of this path that is unfortunately guarded by basilisks. And some of these snakes come down and try to fight us while we're going on this path, which is fine. So through here, there's gonna be a bunch of basilisks. I'm actually going to ignore them. Just stay on the move. You should be able to get the thing. It's a somber 6. As long as you keep going, you're not gonna get the death blight build up. And they're not gonna follow us out here either, so. See, that's the loot from the snake that I just killed. I don't really care enough to go in the lava to get it. All right, so in here is where Raya heads to. This is the continuation of her side quest. Oh, geez, come on.
I'm afraid I was
I have to skip this dialogue so I can fight this guy. I'm sorry. That sucked. All right, let's talk to her again.
Oh, it's you. I'm afraid there is something I must tell you. I was an unwanted child, born not of grace, but of a hideous ritual, something that can never be accepted. Not by men, nor serpents. Even Lady Tanith shouldn't accept me. I know that you have done so much for me, but I wish to ask one last kindness. Kill me, please. I thought that I feared nothing, but this. Free me from this accursed frame.
Okay, so we could kill her right here. That is one of her possible endings. As I said before, she has 3 endings. One of these endings is we could just kill her. So we're not going to do that because that is what I would call, you know, her bad ending. Some of you might consider it a mercy, but I think her other options are better. So we're going to hold off. I'm not going to kill her yet. Or not yet, but I'm not going to kill her at all. So anyway, just pointing that out. Really doesn't change much what you get from her, but, you know, if you want people to be their best selves, then, you know, I'll leave that up to you. So over here, is where that elevator is. We circle around here. There's another snake. So we just triggered the elevator. I don't need to write it down, but we will write it up later. And then this just circles us around to where we opened up this door earlier. This door would have been locked if we had approached it from this side. So just showing you how everything links together. So we sent the elevator down. That shortcut is now activated for when we want to use it. These guys up here, their heads explode with poison when you kill them. And so just hit them once to kill them and then back away so you don't get hit with their poisonous explosion. Oh my gosh, why am I not locked onto him? Thought I hit the button. Oh well. Alright, so he's got the magma blade. There's another one down there that has the magma whip. And I believe that's the same magma whip that yeah, that's what happens if you don't roll away. I think that's the same magma whip that we got from Patches when we killed, or when we did Patches' recusant quest for him. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this snake out. You see, like, that magma whip throws magma all over the ground. And, oh, roll away, roll away, roll away. You see that does just... I don't know why that does more damage than walking in actual magma, but it is what it is. All right, up here, there's going to be an item at the end of this little statue. Kill this guy, roll away. Just walk down, you can get this item. Don't fall in the lava because then you have to circle all the way around. Again, Commoner's Headband. This is the ladder that we climbed up, I believe, after we talked to Raya. Yeah. So in here, there's going to be a bunch of enemies. Bunch of these guys that explode with the poison. So hit, back away. Bunch of them are dropping stuff though. We got a snake who came to play. Speaking of snakes, we got the man serpent ashes in case you want to summon a snake of your own. This one up here casts magic. The one with the big head. His body is his weakness. If you hit him in his head, he's a bit more resistant to physical damage. Okay, so through here, this is the teleporter that would take you to the boss of this area. We do not want to do this yet because there's actually another section of loot that we want to take care of. And then if you wanted to, you could you know, warp back to this side of Grace, take the elevator up and just run all the way back to here where we are now and take this to fight the boss. Or alternatively, since we've done all of the recusant quest lines, we can, when we get back to the first section of the Volcano Manor, we can just talk to Tanith and she will just warp us straight there herself. And both that portal and Tanith warping you take you to the same exact spot. You fight the same exact boss. Nothing is different at all. It's just two possible ways to the same thing. So we're going to use a stone sword key here. And so the obvious path forward is to drop down on these cages, but you're going to miss out on some loot if you do that. What you want to do is drop down right here. It's going to be an enemy here. Got one of these casters. All right, and through here, we get the dagger talisman, which I believe enhances your critical hits. So you'd miss out on that and this down here if you took the kind of obvious drop-down path. Only way you can get these items, the rune arc and then that talisman, is if you take the side path down. But we can still rejoin the main path by dropping down here. And there's nothing else that we would have picked up going that other way. So we only need to do this once, fortunately. So if you look down, if you look very closely down there, you'll see there's kind of a one of those cages. So just jump over. And I missed it. Oh, no, I actually landed on top of it. If you miss it, you'll just take some fall damage. And there's a bunch of these grabber dudes down here, so just watch out, because they're all going to try to grab you. But took them all out. A couple of these guys down here, too. Oh, there's one more. And then straight over here, don't miss this, we have a seedbed curse. These are needed for the Dung Eater side quest to get his ending. This is our fourth of a total of 6 that are in the game. You need 5 to fulfill his quest. But the other 2 we're not going to get till way late in the game. I'm actually going to drink my cerulean flask to get my FP back here. And fortunately, it's another one of the axe ones. So easier to handle, in my opinion, than the other variety. Oh, I got grabbed. It's all good. Smash everything. Here we go. These guys are much slower. Ah, he hit me. But he gone. All right, so up here, I pointed out this loot earlier. This is the Somber Smithing Stone 7 that we just picked up. That's all that's out here. And so through here, this is actually going to connect us to the main lobby of the Volcano Manor. All right, got Royal Knight's Resolve. This increases, if it's an Ash of War, it increases the attack power of your next physical attack by 80%. Something crazy, 50%, something crazy. But it's just the next one attack. It's not a, you know, time-based buff. It's for one hit. So this takes us right back out where Patches is. And as I said earlier, you know, that portal that warps us to Rykard that I pointed out earlier. So, I mean, you could warp back here and make your way all the way around and wherever we were that portal is. I think it was out on this balcony up here. You could use that. Or what we're going to do here is simply just talk to her, and we're finally going to accept her invitation. And we will see the Lord. And he's actually going to be the boss of this area. And he is a shard bearer, so we are going to get a great rune from him.
May your visit be fruitful.
Okay, so here we are. We have a Site of Grace. I'm going to level up while I'm here. And I'll warp the time to morning just to... Oh, it already is morning. All right, we will level up I'll put this into dexterity, get us to level 104. So once we get in here, this is a bit of a gimmick boss. And what I mean by that is that there's a weapon that the game gives you that's intended specifically for this fight, and it's right here in front of us. So pick up this weapon, and this is the Serpent Hunter. It is specifically intended for this boss fight because it has a special ability in this room and in this room alone. I mean, you can use it as a weapon anywhere, but it's only going to have the special effect in this room. And what I mean by that is, look at this. See this like long, I don't want to hit the boss yet, but see this long range attack? This only takes effect in this room. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go back to Round Table Hold, and we're going to upgrade this thing because it'll significantly increase the attack power upgraded versus unupgraded, as you could imagine with any other weapon in the game. So,
Well, I took you no matter. Lay out your own.
so we're going to buff this up to, I'll say level 7, because yeah, we don't even have a somber 8. I need to take the dagger off. Let's see, I'm gonna take that off. I don't think we really need it anymore. So now that we have that leveled up, we are going to head back to Rykard, and we're gonna fight him. Now, as I said, this is a bit of a gimmick fight. Because this weapon allows you to attack him from way far away, especially if you bring a summon into the fight. It makes it significantly easier, and especially since we've upgraded this thing. So as I've said, this is the normal moveset because we're not in the room. But if you two-hand it, I prefer the R2 attack. It's probably going to be the one that I use the most, but there's also, you can do a charged L2 when you're two-handing the weapon. He does have some pretty powerful attacks, so I do like to keep my distance. And again, having the summon in there as part of the fight does help out pretty enormously. I'd say he's not that hard of a boss, simply because we have this weapon that we can use for this fight. So those of you who are familiar with Demon Souls or Dark Souls 3, very similar to the fights in those games where you have access to the Storm Ruler. So I'm just going to, once he wakes up, just spam I'm doing charged R2s here. And you see that it is doing an enormous amount of damage. I mean, he can still hit you, but we're doing crazy damage to him. And he does have a grab attack where he opens up his mouth, and he does a pretty long stretch in your direction. I'm going to do a charge L2 here because he's close to me. And you can get stuns on him like you would any other boss, but it's best just to kind of wail on him as normal when he's stunned. Don't go up and try to get a critical hit. So that is phase 1. He does have a complete second phase, which is much more difficult than the first phase. If you're squeamish, I'd recommend not watching this cutscene. This cutscene is kind of gross.
Very well. Join myself and King as family. Together we will devour the very god.
Okay, so similar to the first phase, keep your distance, and you'll be, most of his attacks are telegraphed, so you'll be able to see what's coming up. I tend to get too greedy. He stabs with his sword a lot. He has some pretty nasty, like, projectile type attacks. He'll shoot fire at you. So his second phase, as I said, is a bit more challenging than the first phase. Did get a stun, though. That's very helpful. But again, I do favor these charged R2s over anything else. And oh man, I just got comboed. Yo. All right, guys, we're trying this one again here. Man, that attack, man, I think he hit me 3 times in a row. He had like a triple bite attack. I don't, man, I've never really had trouble with this boss before, but we're gonna give it another go here. Let's see, I need to summon again. Where are my runes? Yeah, that first phase, man, that first phase went really clean. And then, second phase just went south quickly. All right, so let's see. I just need to watch out for that triple bite attack, and I need to get out of his poison here. There's his grab attack. It's a pretty long wind up to the grab attack. However, if you're in the middle of an attack, it is still a little bit hard to get away from. If you're in the middle of your wind up. I think that was the same attack that he got me with in the second phase last time. That triple. I'm dodging it now, but I did not dodge it then. There we go. Got a stun. There we go. All right. Let's try this again. All right, gonna skip the cutscene. Let's get to it. All right, dodge the sword attack. I need to watch out for that bite attack. Ooh. Well, and his sword attacks, apparently. All right, dodge that. Get back to the damage dealing here. Oh, this attack is pretty annoying. A bunch of these skulls are going to come after us, and really the way to deal with it is just to run around until it's over. You see these geysers coming up, and now all these fire skulls are coming down, and I would not recommend trying to attack him when this is going on. It'll end eventually. And then he should be open for a couple attacks once it is over. There we go. Oh. Yeah, I don't want to get bit by him again. That was bad news. There it is again. Ooh, dodged that third one this time. Yeah, that was the same attack that took me out the first time. Fortunately, on that attempt, I was able to dodge his third bite. I need to keep my health up high. And Lutel's almost dead. Oops. Yeah, I'm going to keep my health topped off for sure. There we go. Got a stun. Is this it? Yeah. Shouldn't be that tough, especially since we have this special weapon that we're using. Should not be that tough, but I just got caught in a bad attack. Which, it happened. So we got Sharp-Barred Rykard trophy, and we got his great rune and his remembrance. I got my runes back. We got a ton of runes for killing him. All right, so let's level up here real quick. Should be able to get 2 levels out of the deal. There we go. And as I said, you can use this weapon normally. You're just not going to get the special moves that you get during the Rykard fight out of it. I do not plan to use this weapon any further, but just showed you that it is a weapon that you could use should you so choose to use it. So let us see here. We got a great rune, so let's see. Let's check that out real quick. Seek the divine tower of West Altus, which stands upon the precipice at the coast southwest of Landell. So we've already unlocked this this one here. Because you go through the sealed tunnel and then it spits you out here. So we've unlocked this one. So let's go ahead and activate the rune. And then, as I said, I plan to go through with all of the side quests just to show kind of where everybody at the manor ends up. So now that we have Rykard's great rune, we can get through here now. Previously, that gate was locked. We're going to head all the way up to the top here. And I forget what Rykard's rune does. We'll find out. All right, so this is our third great rune. Restores HP upon defeating enemies. So if that's active, that's actually pretty solid. Which brings me to the next point. Let's warp back to Round Table Hold because we also have his remembrance, which we can cash in for some goodies. So, Remembrance of the Blasphemous. We can get the Blasphemous Blade, which I have to say, it requires 21 faith. The Blasphemous Blade is an incredible weapon. So much so, I mean, I could even recommend respecking just to use it. The unique skill Taker's Flames is an incredible weapon art. Raise Sacred Sword to aloft to set it ablaze with blasphemous flames and bring it down to fire off a forward blast. The flames steal HP from those who they touch, and then HP is restored upon defeating each enemy when you use this sword. And to boot, it's a pretty solid, powerful sword. I could seriously, I mean, I'm tempted to respec to use it, but I'm probably not going to. But it is a solid sword. I can't speak highly enough about it. It's one of the best swords in the game, in my opinion. Then you get Rykard's Rancor. Not nearly as good as the sword. So I'd highly recommend picking up the Blasphemous Blade, and maybe even if you choose not to respec, maybe just investing enough levels into faith to use this, because you need 21, which would be 11 extra levels. I mean, that's not insignificant, but it's also not, prohibitive. So definitely a solid choice. All right, so we're going to head back to the manor, and we're going to follow up on everybody in here. So everybody's still here, and then until we talk to them, and then they're gonna go elsewhere. Okay, we'll start with talking to Patches.
Now you've gone and killed Rykard. You scheming little bastard. Cripes, you make this nonsense seem, well, less nonsensical. Perhaps a Tarnished will be Elden Lord after all. But for now, this manor is finished. The demigod beast is slain, and Tanith has lost her head. A fine mess. But how else could it end? When Daddy Ambition's head over heels courting Lady Blasphemy. Well, here I am, untethered, once again. Goodbye, my friend. What is it? Oh, come to me.
Okay, so he's going to move on. Let's talk to Tanith next.
You. It's true then. You've defeated our lord. No. I must thank you. Our lord was yet weak. You have taught us that. Defeat is not the end. Our lord is immortal, and will one day rise again. Stronger. Until then, I must stay the path and do my part. I will leave the Volcano Manor before long. I suggest you do the same. I will miss these encounters. The champion who walks the tainted path shines all the more. I always was an admirer. This is perhaps we will meet again.
Okay, and we'll go talk to Bernal. And this ghostly guy over here dropped something now. We can pick it up. Get a gesture from him.
So, you killed Rykard. I harbor you no ill will. The strong take. Such is our code. Even he was prepared to meet a wretched end when he first took blasphemy unto his very flesh. But any road, the Volcano Manor is no more, though we may yet fulfill an old promise. We hunted our own kind, and took what was theirs, and with everything in hand, the time has come to rise against the Earth Tree. O greater will, hear my voice. I am the recusant Bernal, inheritor of my brother's will, and you will fall to my blade. We refuse to become your pawns. Consider this fair warning. Oh, greater, I am the
Okay,
recusant.
so now when we rest, everybody should be gone. Okay, so Tanith is gone. She leaves behind the tonic of forgetfulness. Remember earlier I said that she wasn't giving me that extra dialogue because I'd already killed all three recusants, or all three marks. And by the way, here, Bernal, you can still buy his weapon arts. He's just not here anymore because we'd already killed all three of the marks as a recusant. Looks like she still gives you what she would have given you during that conversation there. So we still have access to all three of Raya's endings, but I'm not going to use I'm not going to get the tonic of forgetfulness ending anyway. So speaking of Raya, what we're going to do is we're going to warp back here. We're going to close out Raya's side quest. So the tonic of forgetfulness, I would say, is her medium ending. Killing her is her bad ending, and then doing what we're going to do is her happy ending. At least as far as I see it. Up to interpretation. So we brought the elevator down. We can now use it as a shortcut. Take it all the way up, and then we can hop over to get to that room where Raya was in. There's the drop-off point I said before that has that room with the stone sword key. We already got the stone sword key, so we don't need that. So Raya is going to be over here.
You're not willing to kill me, are you? You've always been so kind and uncompromising.
Okay, so now we can give her the tonic of forgetfulness or not. If we give her the tonic of forgetfulness, she basically forgets about her origin, and she's able to move on with her life, because that's what's causing her so much despair right now. She's learned about where she came from, and it's not pretty. So we can help her to forget about that, or we can not give it to her, and she grows stronger and learns how to move past her past. So I'm not going to give it to her. What happens is if you quit and reload, she will be gone, and she will leave behind Zoraya's letter and the Daedakar's woe. So either way you go, if you kill her, if you give her the tonic, or if you do what we just did, you're going to get the Datakar's woe. You're not going to get, however, her letter unless you do what we just did. So her letter says, I wish to set out on a journey so that one day I can carry on Mother's work. Be the proud daughter of Tanith of Volcano Manor. Farewell. You've always been so kind, so uncompromising, my champion. So, you know, you could read a little bit of optimism in there. So in my opinion, it's a good thing that we didn't kill her. It's a good thing that we didn't, you know, just make her forget about everything either. So I don't know. Open to interpretation, but that's how I choose to take it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to warp to the Castellan's Hall and Shaded Castle, because that is where Patches is going to be now. So right outside the boss room where we fought the boss in here, he's kind of chilling.
Oh, you again. A shame you had to see me like this. Oh, I had a bit of a slip-up, that's all. I should have stuck to what I know best. No matter. I know I can trust you. Gullible, yes, but a good soul. Make certain that Tanith gets this.
So he gives us the dancer's castanets and tells us to give him to Tanith.
Oh, it's nothing, it's just... makes me sick to see her all bent out of shape. Come on, Tanith, back on your high horse where you belong. You're able then? Then I can rest easy, my friend.
Okay, so he gave us the dancer's castanets. Passionate dance comprises no seductiveness, but merely a dignified beauty. So we can give these back to Tanith, or at least attempt to. So she is actually in the Rykard's boss room. That's where she goes. And she is basically eating his body, which is disgusting. But we'll talk to her. We can give her the dancer's castanets.
What is it? I have no need of that. I must continue devouring my beloved lord. Oh, you... Allow me some time. Our lord's carcass is vast, and not easily consumed. Dear Rykard, please, find purchase within me. I wish to be your serpent, your family. One day, let us devour the gods together.
Yuck. So you can kill her here. If you kill her, you're going to get her armor set. And then if you kill her, you'll be invaded by her bodyguard, which is basically a Crucible Knight. And then you kill the Crucible Knight and you'll get one of the Crucible Knight spell things. However, I'm hesitant to do this because I think that this might be a path to the DLC. Sometime when the DLC is released, like this might be the point where you give her this and then it triggers something that activates the DLC or something like that. Or perhaps a side quest that they have not yet added to the game that might come in a future patch. So I'm going to leave her alive just in case that that comes in the future. So that being said, I'm actually going to continue on Patch's side quest now, which he is going to actually be back in Murkwater Cave. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to equip a gesture that's going to help us. I'm going to remove the finger snap gesture, and we have to switch it to grovel for mercy. You'll see why we do this in just a bit. So we're going to go back to where we fought Patches the first time. Or is it over here? Here we go. And you'll see that the boss fog is back up. And this is something that was newly added to the latest patch. I do not believe this was anywhere before. This was not part of anything before patch 1.04. So even more so than before, all I have to do is like hit him once, maybe twice, and he's going to give up.
Wait! Don't tell me! Is that you? Oh, Christ! Please, wait! I surrender! I surrender! I swear!
So he'll surrender. Don't hit him again. And you get the Patches crouch gesture.
I'd never cross you. Not even close. It's been ages since I've seen you. I didn't even realize it was you. Took you for a demi-human or some such. You know how it is. Just an innocent mistake. Water under the bridge, eh? Back to business as usual. Hell's bells. This bandit business is hardly what it's cracked up to be. Especially if we keep running into the likes of you. Maybe I'll set up another shop with the lads.
Okay, so there's actually one more thing we can do with him, and that is attack him again and aggro him on us. And then we're going to want to let him take most of our health away, and then we want to run around and then do the grovel for mercy gesture.
What's wrong with you? It's me, Patches! Patches! Enough now. Stop. Hard of hearing, are we? Fine. Have it your way. You'll get what's coming. Don't go thinking.
So I'm going to let him hit me. Get most of my health down. And then he'll allow us to surrender.
Surrender, mate. Grovel, and I'll forgive you.
So now he gives us the extreme repentance gesture. I don't know why she's still trying to hit us with that stuff. I'm groveling, Patches. I'm groveling. Okay, whatever. In any case, we got the extreme repentance gesture, which is what I was going for. And then if we go back to his room, he's gonna set up shop again and be a merchant. And I believe this is his last spot, kind of back where the story all began. So we'll go see him.
Well, for the grand reopening of Patches Emporium, where you won't need a refund, because everything is top-notch.
So, same crap for sale as before.
Give us a coin or two.
But now we have the, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. You got the Patches crouch and the extreme repentance gesture. So now we can, now we can do this. So, yep. That's what we get. And I'll get my couple hundred runes back. So last but certainly not least, we got to follow up with Dialos, who has made his way to Jarburg. So we're going to follow through with his quest as well. And this is going to be the last one that we do. So we'll talk to our friend over here.
Oh, hello again, cuz. Have you heard? A new potentate's come to the village. I think he said his name was Dialos. He seems a little down in the dumps, but his hands, as smooth as silk. I don't know. I'm a little disappointed, actually. Even though good Sir Dialos has a wonderful suit of armor, he says he isn't a warrior. And since he's a coward, he won't be fighting anymore. His smooth and silky hands feel nice when he pats us. But I wish we had a potentate big and strong like you. Dialos is smooth, but I wish...
Okay, so let's go find Dialos. He's around here somewhere. Right in that shack.
Well, aren't you full of beans? No wonder you're covered in muck. Oh, my friend, it's been far too long. I have to say you caught me at a rather low point. But as you see, I've put all that behind me. Left the Volcano Manor, forging my own path now, making my own choices. Even a fool like me can look after some simple jars. Do you pity me? Well, don't. I feel like for the first time in my life, I'm on the straight and narrow. A fool I may be. Do you pity me?
Okay, so that's the end of his dialogue for now. So what we're going to do is we want to warp back. And we want to make sure that we progress enough time to trigger the next event. So I don't even think resting at the Site of Grace is enough. I think you have to pass time. So I'm going to pass 3 days worth of time. And that should be... Well, actually, I should be able to look. And as soon as he is gone, the jar is gone, that means that enough time has passed. Maybe we need to talk to them again. Not sure what the trigger is. I'm going to talk to them again.
Dialos is... but I wish we had a...
Okay, let's talk to Dialos again.
A fool I may. Do you pity me?
Okay, I don't know. Maybe I have to warp away from here. I'm going to try warping to a different Site of Grace and then passing time and then warping back. Because you should be able to do all of this at once. You don't need to actually wait for real time to pass. So I'll pass some time here and then warp back to Jarburg. I'll do 3 days again. Okay, now back to Jarburg. And he's still there. That is strange. I've done this before.
Dialos is... but I wish we had a
And I don't think there's anything else that I have to do, because last time I was there, last time I did this, I passed time, and that's what it took to trigger the next event.
A fool I may. Do you pity me?
Maybe try going back to Round Table Hold. I'm pretty sure, though, last time I did this, I just rested at that Grace in Jarburg and passed the time, and that was enough. But I definitely did not do anything else in the world. I just hung out in Jarburg, and it was enough. So let's try this again. And we're back to Jarburg. It might be that a certain amount of real time has to pass. Okay, there we go. There, he's not there anymore. There we go. You see that Dialos is not in good shape.
Are the jars? Are they all right? Did I defend them? Then all is well. This fool proved his worth in the end.
I guess, though, he really didn't defend them because it looks like most of them are broken, but... All right, so he's dead now.
Oh, Cuz, I'm glad you came. But we're fine now. Dialos fought the poacher, though quite a lot of us got broken. I won't cry, though. I'm a warrior jar. A warrior. The tale of House Hoslow is told in blood. That's the kind of warrior I want to be one day, Cuz. Even if I'm scared, I'll still fight to protect everyone. The tale of... That's the kind of warrior...
Okay. So now we should be able to rest again and advance the time. I'll do 3 days again. And this should trigger the next step.
The tale of House Hoslow is told in blood. That's the kind of warrior one who protects. The tale of that's the kind one who.
Okay, so he's moved to talk to be over Dialos, and now there's one more step that involves again resting. And I guess that time I didn't have to rest; I just had to warp. So he's back at his normal location now.
Thanks for coming back, cuz. I've been thinking. It's time for me to set out on a journey. As a warrior jar. Upon the path of champions. I'm about to go on as a warrior.
Okay. So that triggers the next step for him. And then for Dialos, we can now obtain his mask. So that's all we can do here for now. But I wanted to follow up on everybody. What's happened to them since they've left the manor. So, guys, that is where I'm going to cut this one right now. In the next episode, we are finally headed over to Caelid, and we're going to knock out this entire region of the map. Have ourselves about as good of a time as we can have in Caelid, which the bar is low. But anyway, that's where we're headed next, and I'll catch you all then. So take care. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.